Now, on just one station, surveillance cameras showing a new view of a violent out in a parking lot of a South Florida apartment building. The barrage of bullets sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail.
Okay, good morning. Mr. Williams, you were arrested pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you with aggravated battery with a firearm.
Come on, baby.
Cut it out. You don't like dreads. I'm gonna cut it off.
Memphis just got loud again. Turns out Pooh Shiesty ain't dipping out of jail quiet. Word is, he's back sending shots, not from a Glock, but straight from the booth. The man ain't even fully free yet, but already warning rappers to stay in line. And from the sound of his new bars, them trenches better stay on high alert. So if your ears been down to the street, you already heard Pooh Shiesty back home. After serving just 3 out of his 5-year sentence, the Memphis menace is walking free, and he ain't wasting no time letting the game know the real Shiesty back outside. His name already echoing through them blocks again, not just for the comeback, but for the warnings buried deep in his new bars. See, this ain't no quiet homecoming. Folks who know the Memphis game know that the second Shiesty touched the ground, everything shifted, because while he was away, the city turned into a war zone of loyalty switches, sneak dices, and silent betrayals. And now, his back, that balance about to tilt. When the feds cracked that door open, the first thing he did wasn't talk, it was flex. 100 racks on a new chain, link up with Big 30, and drop that federal contraband 2 heat that got the whole internet dissecting every lyric like it's a coded message. And if you listen close, you'll realize it ain't just rap, but warning shots. In the track, he said, going all bad, but I'm patient, knowing something good gotta come next. Oh, Silly just got killed. His gone to ADX. That line alone had the streets whispering, because if you know, you know. That wasn't just rap, that was Shiesty checking the scoreboard, letting folks know he's aware of who's gone, who folded, and who kept it real. But it's that other bar that hit hardest. On bad terms, with Scar before he died, couldn't even say I love him. That right there told you everything. Big Scar's passing still haunts him, and folks in Memphis been saying that loss cracked open old wounds. Shiesty back now, but his circle's smaller, colder, sharper, and his eyes wide open. Cause while he was locked up, a lot changed. Moneybagg, Yo built his bread gang empire. Big 30 kept dropping heat, and the city started splitting into camps. That's when talk started. Big 30 and Moneybagg falling out, tension bubbling under the surface. See, Big 30 was family to Shiesty, celebrated his release.
Well, he's still right here. He's still right here.
But then, he also had ties to Moneybagg through his cousin Big Nusky, who was bread gang before tragedy hit. Big Nusky got gunned down in January 2022, and ever since then, the air between Big 30 and Moneybagg been heavy. Folks on the block said Big 30 felt played, said Moneybagg only brought him and Big Nusky in cause he needed muscle, not music. Meanwhile, Shiesty behind the wall, hearing all this unfold, hearing Moneybagg dropping lines like, "You the one that did fake shit. I stood there. How the F am I wrong?" Or, "I feel like Shiesty. I don't need no security in the club." That last one, street translation. "I'm outside like your boy, and I run this." You think Shiesty ain't peeped that? The streets definitely did. So now that he's out, everybody waiting to see where he stands. Does he ride with Big 30, his day one partner from Chopper Gang? Or does he patch things up with Moneybagg and the bread gang side for the sake of peace? But that's just the beginning. The real smoke is coming from the old wounds, the ones that got left open before Shiesty went in. Because long before the feds took him, Pooh had already made enemies. Back in July 2020, word was Pooh Shiesty and Big Boogie had static brewing. Nobody really knew what started it, but that Mississippi concert changed everything. Sheldon Gibbs, an alleged Chopper Gang member, pulled up, shots rang out, and 2 people ended up dead.
A fugitive task force up in Tennessee has arrested a man in the fatal shooting of 2 people at a rap concert in North Mississippi. U.S. Marshals arrested Sheldon Gibbs last night at a home in Memphis. Now, Gibbs is wanted on first-degree murder warrants. Those are in connection with the deaths of a man and a woman at a rap concert in Como back on July the 12th. He is awaiting extradition to Mississippi.
The police tried to piece it together, but the streets already knew who was behind what, and ever since, Boogie's name been tied to that drama like a curse. Then came EBG Jizzle, the dude bold enough to remix Back in Blood just to take a jab at Shiesty. He rapped, "Cross my heart, that's on my soul. Lil Mr. Pooh, you was a That's right there. That's the kind of disrespect Memphis don't forget. Not when the record's still hot, and not when the man you dissing built his whole name off blood ties and street pride. Weeks later, Jizzle got hit. Rumors said he was paralyzed. Shiesty laughed from the pen, called him walking dead.
Right. I believe Pooh Shiesty posted something like, damn, that he dissed and now he can't even walk.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
Yeah, he ain't had to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But Jizzle came back, said he only caught a bullet in the arm.
Also, I seen, you know, at one point, you were I think in the arm 3 times?
Nah, I got shot on 2 times. 2 times, then I got grazed right like down here somewhere.
Still, it proved a point. Even from prison, Pooh had reach. And now that he's free, it's a different type of tension because Jizzle and his EBG crew never stopped talking. They've been calling Shiesty washed, saying he lost the streets, saying Big 30 been carrying the torch. But the truth is, nobody in Memphis wants to test him head on, not after the message he dropped from behind bars. They locked me up for 5 winters, gotta shine to beat the summer. That's him saying, I waited, now I'm ready. And that's what got folks nervous because the last time Shiesty moved with that kind of energy, bodies dropped and careers ended. And this time, he's moving smarter. No reckless posts, no random lives, just coded bars and calculated silence. Moneybag's been quiet since the release, and Big 30's been throwing love posts on IG, but fans notice who didn't comment, who didn't pull up. The streets got a saying for that. If they don't welcome you back, they waiting to test you. Meanwhile, Gucci Mane publicly showed love, calling Shiesty the biggest, but insiders say the 1017 connection might be cooling off too. Shiesty's now pushing his own Chopper Gang label, CEO Independence Talk, like a man who learned too much in confinement to ever hand over power again. He said it himself, I'm the biggest, ain't no CEO or OG over me, I'm CEO status. So while fans celebrate the release, those close to Memphis can feel it. The air got heavier, too many old feuds, and the new Pooh, he ain't looking to make friends, but to settle accounts. He's moving through the city like a man with unfinished business, with his eyes set on the ones who crossed him and the ones still pretending to stand beside him. And every bar, every lyric, every whisper in them trap blogs sound like he's counting down to something. Because in Memphis, when a man like Pooh Shiesty starts sending warnings through verses, it's not just rap talk, it's a storm warning. Now here's the part folks ain't been talking about. Pooh Shiesty's release might have opened doors for him, but it also stirred the pot heavy in Memphis. Because while the city watching who he'll side with, some of his old street ties been making silent moves too. Word is, EBG's been rebuilding, trying to send a message they still outside. And Shiesty's comeback might just reignite an entire street war that never really ended. Then there's the talk about labels circling again. Atlantic 1017, even some newer Memphis imprints all throwing bait, trying to claim a piece of Shiesty's momentum. But those close to him saying he's not signing no papers this time, he's keeping his masters, his name, his movement, and fans been dissecting his new freestyles, catching lines like, ain't no big homie talking for me, I'm back to leading troops. That's the kind of bar that says he's done taking orders, done being used. Even Moneybag's camp feeling that shot, cause when Pooh said troops, everybody knew who he was referring to. Rumors also say Pooh already recording with a few heavy hitters behind the scenes. Names like Lil Durk and ESTG, the kind of collabs that make the whole city want to listen again. But at the same time, that move alone could pull him deeper into old rivalries, cause everybody wants a piece of his story now, and trust the online community been loud. One dude wrote, Pooh Shiesty has to move out of Memphis so he won't come back to retaliate for his homies that died and get him locked up again. Another said, Pooh is chilling, keeping his head down. He ain't out there acting up because he don't want to see them bars again unless it's in a recording booth. So now the question everybody asking, will Shiesty's comeback bring peace to Memphis or chaos? Can he rise above the same trenches that almost buried him, or will pride and payback drag him right back under? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep the convo going. Oh, and don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more stories straight from the hood.